tragedy. The world has got to understand that we're not being ruled by humans. We are being ruled by an other world, off planet, for a lack of a better term, alien life forms, which couldn't care less about us as humans.
I completely agree with that. Of course, we're at one on that. My feeling is that there are other forces. See, I'm not talking about humans removing that. I'm talking about humans waking up to it, and some humans have come here, what we call humans, because we're just consciousness, humans just a program on this planet, have come here to play a major part in removing that by removing its vibrational blueprint. But these other forces in the unseen are going to sort that overwhelmingly, and those within this reality are going to play a part with that level of awareness in doing that. Because you're absolutely right. Unless that is done, then the control system goes on, because that which is controlled up to this point will still go on controlling, but it's not going to. It's going to have the shock of its life. Because the way I see it, that's all I can say, the way I see it. But they put humans in a box smaller than they're in. So humans have a certain perspective. Not a very wide perspective if you're only there, and that's what it's meant to be from the control system point of view. Then you have another level of awareness, which is the entities controlling, and from that level of awareness, the continuation and expansion of the control system is a done deal. They actually think it's just got to play out. They think they're there. They think the game's over. But there's another level of awareness which the control system level cannot access, which has got a whole different outcome manifesting, and this level is impacting more and more into what we call human society. And somewhere not a lot further along this road, if you like, it's going to massively impact this tipping point I'm talking about. And the control system, which thinks it's game over, is going to have the shock of its eternity. I've been through this whole last 20 years of my conscious awakening to this, and there have been times through the 90s and whatever when I've thought, what can we do about this? Where's it leading? You can't see an answer to it. But I tell you what, I've never been so totally sure that in my lifetime it's coming down. Our kids and grandkids are not going to live in an Orwellian fascist control system. They're not. They're going to live out most of their lives in a world of potential, of expanded awareness, because as the epoch changes, it gets more and more that the truth vibrations will dominate awareness rather than the suppressed epoch we're coming out of. And they're going to live out most of their lives, young people today, especially the very young, in what we would perceive in this epoch as a paradise, a utopia. There won't be challenges, but compared with what we've come through. And we are real privileged people, and we've chosen well. When I say we, I mean everyone in the world today who wants to play a part in this, because it's just a choice. We're at the cusp of we're playing a part, and anyone can play a part in this transformation. What a wonderful thing! What a wonderful thing when we leave this body computer, this genetic spacesuit, and we go back to where we've come from in pure awareness, and we sit in the bar and we think, job well done, I'm glad I did that. And the worst thing that can happen to us when we are making this contribution, if we allow ourselves to decode it, is someone takes us out. Now, if someone takes us out, now what happens? My awareness leaves the limitation of the body lens the body computer, and expands into simultaneous awareness of all that is. Oh dear, I'm terrified of that one. It's the worst that can happen.
I totally understand.
That's the worst that can happen. And if we can just come from that perspective and therefore see that as the worst that can happen, then there are no limitations anymore on what we will say and what we will do. We'll do what we know to be right, we'll say what we know to be right, and consequences can take care of themselves. Because in the end, we are saying and we are doing, but we're also creating the consequences of saying and doing. We have the power to control both. And when we realize that, game over the other way.
Let me tell you two experiences that I've had that bear on what we're talking about. I was in Hawaii many years ago with my wife and some friends. We went to Hawaii, and we were sitting in a restaurant right across the street from the Hilton Village. And in the restaurant, I had my back to the door, and someone came in. I didn't know. I had no idea who it was. Someone came in, and the electrical shock went through my body, just as if someone come up quietly with the live wire and hit you. And I knocked over the stuff on the table. It was an electrical shock. And all I could hear in my head was, get up, run quick, you're in trouble. Your life is in danger. And involuntarily, I didn't think to do it. I just got up and started running, which implied somebody else was in charge of my brain and my mechanisms, because I wasn't even trying or thinking about running. I was just running. And all the time I was running across the restaurant, I could hear in the voice saying, quickly, get out of here, your life is in danger. I ran through the back door, I ran through the back lot, and there was a main street, the main boulevard, and the voice said, run across the street, quickly, run across the street. And I yelled, I can't run across the street, it's a traffic here. And this is, no one's going to harm you. Run across the street. And involuntarily, I ran across the street. I didn't even decide to do it. And as I ran across the street, it just so happened that there was no traffic for that moment. And then it said, run around the outside of the hotel. So I ran around the Hilton Village Hotel to the ocean side. And then it said, you're all right now. Now you're safe. You're okay. And I sat down by this little pool, and I was out of breath, and I kept thinking, what did I just do? My wife is sitting there with our friends. The stuff is all over the floor. I look like an idiot. I have no idea in the world what I just did or why. And the voice was saying to me, you're okay now. Now you're safe. I came back to Los Angeles a little while later. Identical. I was sitting in a restaurant right on Wilshire and Fairfax, a little hamburger stand at lunch, and I was sitting at the counter, and peripheral vision, I didn't see them, but I saw two guys walk in. And when they walked in, immediately it was an electrical shock, and I almost fell off the chair at the counter. And the voice said, get out of here quick, you're in trouble, run. And so I stumbled, I had to get up, I stumbled on the floor, I threw some money on the counter, and I ran out the side door. And the voice kept saying, you're in serious trouble, run quick, your life is in danger. And I ran all the way up Fairfax, about 3 or 4 blocks, until the voice said, all right, you're safe now. Now you're safe, sit down. And I sat at a bus stop, my heart was pounding, and I thought, that's the second time this has happened. What in the world is going on? Because it was involuntary. I know what I was told, but I wasn't thinking to do it. I was just doing what I was told to do. And I'm telling you this because I have been told many years ago and over and over by many different people, as you have had psychic readings, I have also. And I've been told, you have been brought here. You have come back. They have brought you here. You've come in to do something. This is not just by chance you happen to have been born and God did it. No, you have come here to incarnate into this world at this particular moment in time. And so it appears to me that there is some kind of a cosmic war going on between higher intelligences, good ones and evil ones, out there that we're not aware of. And the good ones are doing something with the human race while the evil ones are doing something with us. And so we are merely pawns at a bigger and more serious being played out to protect or secure the protection of the human race.
I wouldn't say you're a pawn, Jordan. I say you're at least a bishop, and maybe a king or a queen.
It's funny,
but
what you're describing here with this different approach to life, shall we say, I would say are these two epochs. That it's at this point, these two epochs. This is the one of suppression. It represents the one of suppression, and we're at the cusp of this new epoch. And because we're at the cusp, they're both playing out together, and so we've got this situation that you're describing. Do you know, when you were talking there, you know what I was seeing? I was seeing that scene from The Matrix where Neo is in the office and he receives the phone in the FedEx package, and he opens it up. It's a phone, and then Morpheus is on the phone saying, "Okay, you're in trouble. Okay, get down very low, go across the corridor, and then do this." Now that for me is very, very symbolic of what I call the quiet voice. The quiet voice, which talks to us through intuition. And what happened, of course, with Neo is that he followed it okay for a while until there was a real challenge. The quiet voice was saying, get out of the window on the tower block, go round that partition and go down the thing. And it was like the conscious mind got control of Neo at that time and overrode the quiet voice, intuitive knowing, intuitive guidance, and therefore he got caught. Now this is the challenge that we have. What changed my life totally, more than anything else, in 1990 was I decided that if my head and my intuitive knowing were ever at odds, I was going with my intuition. And what happens is when you do, you get yourself in some scrapes. But the more you do it, like using a muscle, the louder the quiet voice gets. This is what Gandhi talked about. He said, what did he say was the effect of the only tyrant that I listen to is the quiet voice within. Words to that effect, close to that. And the choice is, are we going to follow that silent voice, that intuitive knowing? Because if we do, we're following the level of awareness that can see the game from source to sea. If we can't, then we're stuck in five-sense mind reality, which can see the next turn on the river. So this is the challenge for us. If we can follow that intuitive knowing, like you clearly did by reflex action, then we'll never get into trouble. And if we do get into trouble, we'll always get out of it. And this applies to everyone on the planet. But because because the intuition, because it comes from a totally different level of awareness and perception of this reality, what it's urging us to do often, this, which is programmed from cradle to grave to see life as we're programmed to see it, it's going, you can't do that, that's crazy, we can't do that, what about this, it lists all the reasons why you shouldn't follow this. And if we do, not only will we be protected and as we talked about, but we'll also be guided to fantastic amounts of information